Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome back to another episode of English Mindset. Wherever you are right now, walking outside, riding a bus, taking a break from work, or lying on your bed, I want you to know that I'm proud of you for being here. If you're listening to this, it means you haven't given up. Even when English feels too big, too heavy, too impossible, you are still showing up. And that already says so much about your strength. You see, learning a language is never only about words or grammar. It's a journey of the heart and mind. It's waking up on days when you feel tired and still choosing to practice. It's looking at yourself in the mirror after mistakes and still deciding to keep going. It's carrying your doubts, your fears, and your frustrations, and yet whispering to yourself, I won't quit. And I know it's not always easy. Some days, you feel like everyone else is moving faster. Some days, you wonder if it's even worth all the effort. And some days, you hear that little voice inside saying, maybe I'll never be fluent. But that's exactly why today's episode exists. This is not about study hacks or shortcuts. Today is about something deeper. Today I want to share with you 10 powerful reminders, truths that will keep your heart alive, even when your motivation disappears. So take a deep breath. You're not late. You're not falling behind. You're becoming. And every small step you take matters more than you realize. Let's begin. Let me start with a truth that so many learners forget: slow progress is still progress. I know the frustration of studying hard and still feeling like nothing is changing. You watch videos, you listen to podcasts, you repeat sentences, and yet when you try to speak, the words don't come out smoothly. And in that moment, it's so easy to believe the lie, I'm not improving. I'm wasting my time. But here's what I need you to remember. Growth is almost always invisible in the beginning. Think about a seed planted deep in the soil. For weeks, nothing seems to happen. You water it, you care for it, but the surface looks empty. Only later, when the roots are strong enough, does the plant break through the ground. Your English is the same. Every study session is a drop of water. Every mistake corrected is sunlight. And even if you don't see the result today, something is happening inside your brain. The truth is, real learning takes time. Babies don't start running before they learn to crawl. Musicians don't play concerts after 1 week of practice. And no one becomes fluent overnight. Fluency is the reward of repetition, patience, and loyalty to the process. So the next time you feel discouraged, don't look only at where you want to be. Look at where you started. Can you understand more than you did 6 months ago? Do you recognize phrases that once confused you? Can you form sentences that were impossible last year? That's progress. That's proof. Slow doesn't mean weak. Slow means steady, and steady always wins. Don't quit before the miracle. Respect the process, because slow progress is still progress. Here's another truth: motivation doesn't come before action, it comes after. So many learners wait for motivation like it's a bus that's running late. They say, I'll study when I feel inspired. Or, I don't feel like practicing today. And they wait. And wait. And wait. But the bus never comes. What if I told you that motivation is not the driver, it's the passenger? The real driver is action. Think about the last time you didn't want to study. You felt lazy, tired, or distracted. But maybe you told yourself, okay, I'll just try for 5 minutes. And once you started, something changed. Your focus grew sharper. Your energy rose. Suddenly, you didn't want to stop. Why? Because your brain loves momentum. The hardest part is not studying. The hardest part is starting. This is true not only in English but in life. You don't wait for confidence and then speak. You speak, and confidence grows. You don't wait for inspiration and then write. You write, and inspiration comes. You don't wait for motivation and then act. You act, and motivation follows. So instead of asking yourself, do I feel like studying today? Ask, what's the smallest step I can take right now? Open your notebook. Repeat one sentence out loud. Listen to one song in English. That's enough to awaken the spark. Remember this, you don't need motivation to begin, you need courage. Action first, feelings second. And once you move, motivation will join you on the journey. Now let's tackle one of the biggest lies in language learning: if I'm not perfect, I shouldn't even try. How many times have you silenced yourself because you thought your accent was bad? Or because you were afraid of making mistakes? Or because you compared yourself to native speakers and thought, I'll never sound like that? But here's the truth, you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Think about it. Communication is not about flawless grammar. It's about connection. It's about using the words you know to share your ideas, your feelings, your story. Some of the most inspiring people I've ever met speak with broken English. Their grammar isn't perfect. Their pronunciation is far from native. But their words carry emotion, courage, and honesty. And that's what people remember, not the mistakes, but the message. If you wait until you're perfect, you'll wait forever. And you'll miss all the joy, the growth, and the opportunities that come from trying, failing, and trying again. Every mistake you make is not proof of weakness, it's proof of bravery. It shows you dared to open your mouth. It shows you're alive in the process. So stop waiting to be flawless. Speak anyway. Write anyway. Practice anyway. Every time you show up imperfectly, you grow. You build courage. You build strength. And you build a voice that is uniquely yours. Remember this, fluency is not about perfection, it's about expression. And you already have the power to express yourself, even with mistakes. When English feels heavy, it's easy to believe the lie that you're the only one struggling. You scroll through social media, and it looks like everyone else is improving faster, speaking more fluently, learning more easily, while you're the only one left behind. But here's what I want you to remember, you are not alone. Behind every confident speaker you admire, there was once a beginner just like you, someone who froze in conversations, who felt embarrassed, who wanted to quit. Every fluent English speaker you hear today once said to themselves, I can't do this. Every successful learner has cried in frustration, stumbled over words, and felt invisible. And right now, as you listen to my voice, there are thousands of people across the world doing the same. Someone is listening on their way to work in Brazil. Someone is practicing late at night in India. Someone is repeating sentences while cooking dinner in Vietnam. Someone is whispering words to themselves in Europe or Africa or America. Different countries, different cultures, but one shared struggle and one shared dream. You belong to a global family of learners. People who are fighting the same doubts, facing the same fears, and still choosing to keep going. You are not walking this road alone. So don't carry all the weight by yourself. Reach out. Join an online community. Comment on a video. Practice with a friend. Let yourself be seen. Because when you connect with others, the burden feels lighter, and the journey feels shorter. Remember, learning a language was never meant to be a lonely mission. It's a bridge between people. And you are already walking across it step by step, with millions of others right beside you. There will be days when English feels impossible. Days when the grammar rules blur together, when every new word slips out of your memory, when motivation disappears completely. And on those days, techniques won't save you. Apps won't save you. What will save you is one thing: your why. Why did you start learning English in the first place? Was it for your career? For your family? For travel, study, or adventure? Was it because you wanted to connect with people from other countries, to tell your story, to open new doors? Whatever your reason was, it matters. It's your anchor. And when the storm comes, when everything feels too hard, that anchor will keep you steady. So here's your challenge: write down your why. Not just the easy reason, but the deep one. The one that makes you emotional when you think about it. The one that reminds you of your future self. Maybe you dream of standing on a stage giving a speech in English. Maybe you want to sit at a dinner table with friends from around the world and laugh without fear. Maybe you simply want to prove to yourself that you can. When you remember your why, you remember your strength. You remember the dreamer who began this journey, the version of you who said, "I will try." That person still lives inside you. And they are waiting for you to keep going. Motivation will come and go, but your why, your reason, will always be there to guide you back. Hold it close. Let it be the fire that keeps you moving forward. Let's talk about the hardest battlefield of all, your own mind. When learning feels difficult, the biggest challenge is not in your textbooks. It's not in your vocabulary lists or your listening exercises. It's in your head. It's the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough." It's the thought that says, "You'll never be fluent." It's the fear that asks, "What if I fail again?" And if you listen to that voice for too long, you stop. You stop studying. You stop believing. You stop growing. But here's the truth: that voice is not you. It's just fear, disguised as protection. And like a muscle, your mind can be trained. Every time you choose to answer that voice with courage, you get stronger. Every time you say, "Yes, this is hard, but I've done hard things before," you rewire your brain. Every time you say, "I don't need to be perfect, I just need to show up," you build resilience. Your mind can either block you or carry you. It can either chain you down or lift you higher. And you get to decide. So here's a practice: the next time doubt shows up, pause. Notice it. Don't fight it, but don't believe it either. Replace it with something stronger. Say to yourself, I am learning. I am growing. I am not giving up. Because if you win the battle in your mind, everything else becomes easier. Your energy comes back. Your focus sharpens. Your motivation grows from within. Never forget this: your greatest tool is not your grammar, it's your mindset. Master your thoughts, and you'll master the journey. One of the most common traps in learning English or any big goal is believing that happiness only comes at the finish line. We say things like, I'll be proud when I'm fluent. Or, I'll finally feel confident when I pass that exam. But what about all the days between now and then? What about the thousands of moments that make up the journey? If you only allow yourself to feel joy when you arrive, you'll miss the beauty of the race. The truth is this: if you don't learn to enjoy the process, you'll never have enough energy to reach the result. Think about the students who last the longest. They're not always the smartest. They're not always the most talented. They're the ones who find joy in the small moments, the spark of understanding a sentence that was once impossible, the laughter after making a silly mistake, the pride of watching a series without subtitles for the very first time. These small wins are not small at all. They are fuel. They are reminders that growth is happening. They are proof that the journey itself is worth living. So today, I invite you to shift your focus. Don't just chase fluency, chase the joy of becoming. Celebrate the awkwardness. Smile at your own courage. Appreciate the fact that you are doing something extraordinary. You are building a new voice, a new way of connecting with the world. When you enjoy the process, motivation doesn't run out. It renews itself every day. And slowly, without even noticing, the results you dreamed of begin to appear. It can feel lonely sometimes, can't it? No one claps when you stay up late to review vocabulary. No one hears the quiet victory when you finally pronounce a word correctly after 100 tries. No one celebrates the invisible battle you fight every time you push yourself to practice instead of giving up. And in those quiet moments, you might wonder, does my effort even matter? The answer is yes. 1,000 times yes. Your effort is never wasted. Every sentence you repeat is shaping your brain. Every mistake you correct is strengthening your memory. Every moment of discipline is building your identity. The results may be invisible today, but they are growing beneath the surface. Just like roots underground, unseen but essential, your daily efforts are creating the foundation for something beautiful. And one day, it will show. One day, someone will hear you speak and say, "Wow, you're so fluent." One day, you'll answer in English without even thinking and realize, I've changed. I've grown. And when that day comes, you'll know the truth: it wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was built quietly, piece by piece, on the nights when no one was watching. So don't wait for applause. Don't wait for recognition. You don't need an audience to be powerful. You only need faith in your own effort. Because what you're doing matters even if, right now, only you can see it. Let's be honest. Some days, you're just tired. Your brain feels heavy. Your motivation feels empty. You open your notebook and nothing sticks. And in those moments, guilt often arrives. You think, I'm lazy. I'm falling behind. I'm failing. But here's the truth I need you to understand: resting is not quitting. In fact, resting is part of the process. Just like athletes rest between workouts, your brain needs recovery to grow. Without rest, you burn out. Without rest, motivation dies. Without rest, even the strongest learners collapse. So if today feels heavy, give yourself permission to pause. Not with guilt, but with purpose. Listen to music. Take a walk. Watch a show in English just for fun. Write a journal entry without worrying about mistakes. Let your mind breathe. And most importantly, change your inner language. Don't say, I failed today. Say, I'm refueling so I can continue tomorrow. Don't say, I'm lazy. Say, I'm giving myself what I need to keep going. You don't lose progress when you rest. You lose progress when you quit. And as long as you come back tomorrow, next week, whenever you're ready, you are still on the path. So rest when you need to. Be kind to yourself. And then return, stronger and steadier than before. Finally, let me leave you with this: you are closer than you think. When you're in the middle of the journey, it can feel like fluency is a mountain far away. It can feel like success is for other people, not for you. It can feel like all your effort is barely moving you forward. But here's what you need to hear: progress doesn't always feel dramatic. Growth is often silent. But that doesn't mean it isn't happening. Think about how far you've already come. You started. You didn't quit. You've pushed through days of frustration. You've learned more than you give yourself credit for. And if you stopped now, you'd never know just how close you really are. Fluency isn't a single moment of magic. It's the quiet accumulation of effort, repeated again and again. And one day, without even realizing, you'll cross the invisible line. You'll understand a movie without subtitles. You'll answer a question without hesitation. You'll hear yourself speaking and think, this is me. I'm doing it. That day will come. And it will come sooner than you think if you don't give up now. So keep walking. Keep showing up. Because you are closer than you realize. And the next step might be the one that changes everything. So, my dear listener, you've reached the end of this journey with me today. You've walked through 10 powerful reminders, 10 truths that are not just about English, but about life, resilience, and courage. And if you're still here, still listening, it means something important. It means you haven't given up. That matters more than you realize. Because in the end, learning English is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about showing up on the days you don't feel like it. It's about starting again after every mistake. It's about holding on to your dream even when progress feels invisible. And if you take nothing else from this episode, take this: you are doing better than you think. You are stronger than you know. And you are closer to your goal than you can imagine. Think about it. You already have victories you've forgotten. You already understand words that once confused you. You already say sentences that were impossible months ago. You are living proof that growth is happening even if it's quiet, even if it's slow, even if you don't always see it. And yes, motivation will rise and fall. That's normal. Some days you'll feel inspired. Other days you'll feel tired. But the secret is this: you don't need motivation to continue. You need habits, you need courage, and you need reminders like these to keep your heart alive. So today, I invite you to choose just one reminder from this episode. Not all 10. Just one. Write it down. Repeat it to yourself. Carry it in your pocket, in your heart, in your mind. Let it be your anchor on the days you feel like quitting. Because one reminder, remembered deeply, can change everything. And I want you to remember something else too: you are not walking this road alone. I'm here with you. Millions of learners are here with you. A global family is walking the same path. You may not see us, but we are here every day, fighting the same doubts, chasing the same dream. So don't give up. Not now. Not when you've come this far. Not when your next step might be the one that changes your future. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep believing. Because in the end, this journey is not only about English. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't quit on themselves. It's about becoming stronger, braver, more resilient. It's about proving to yourself that even when things are hard, you can rise. And that's exactly what you're doing. Right now. By listening. By staying. By trying. So as we close this episode, I want to leave you with these words: I believe in you. I respect your journey. And I'm proud of how far you've come. If this episode touched you, if it gave you strength, if it reminded you that you are not alone, then share it with someone else who needs to hear it. Let's spread these reminders to more learners, more dreamers, more hearts that are fighting the same fight. And of course, don't forget to follow this podcast, English Mindset, for more lessons, more encouragement, and more reminders that you are capable of more than you think. Until next time, my best students, keep learning, keep rising, and never stop becoming.